Can ChatGPT make a game for us? Well, today we're gonna test out if this AI can actually make a game for us. Basically, we're gonna say if it can generate some code for us and see if we can implement it into Unity. So let's get started. So ChatGPT is basically a very powerful AI which you can basically have a chat with, and it will give you answers with the comments that you basically prompt into it. So let me actually show you how it works. You can just go here and say write in C++ how to make a simple for loop. My god, I don't even know how to type. So then we prompt this and it will actually start writing us all the code about it. You can see it has basically explained about the example and has actually successfully give us the code, which is really cool. Now this is just a very simple fraction of what it actually can do. So today we're gonna try to make some of the core systems of a game with it. So let's try this. So first of all, I started by creating a new Unity project. Okay, so let's start by just setting up the basics of a player character controller. So I'm gonna go back into ChatGPT. I'm gonna say is write in C# a simple player character movement script for Unity, and let's see what it basically gives us. Okay, look at this cool script. So it's a very simple player movement that basically will get the access from the player, and then it will move the player in a transformed position. So we can see that it basically gave us also a nice neat explanation of what it basically does, and of course a very summarized way, but you can see that it basically created a Unity script. This is so cool. So we're gonna go ahead and just copy this and let's put it up into our game. So let's go into Unity, and what we're going to do is go ahead and create a new plane to have just a floor to just walk on. I'm gonna make it a bit bigger, and then what we're going to do is create a new 3D object. It's gonna be just a simple cube. So this is gonna be our player for now. So let's go ahead and create a new C# script. It's gonna be the player movement. Go ahead and open it up, and now what we can do is just select all of this, delete it, and then just paste the code that the AI created for us. Now let's go ahead and just test this out, and let me just go ahead and drag the script into it. So now let's go ahead and press play. You can see that the player moves. Oh my god, it's so cool. The AI basically made this player movement. Now let me just change a bit the colors so we can have a better representation of how this player looks. Alright, so now let's go into the next step, basically creating the camera movement so we can actually rotate and look around. So we're gonna say it's basically write in C# a simple camera look around script in Unity. I'm also gonna add in first person FPS, so basically just in case it was gonna create one in third person. Let's go ahead and just enter it. Let's see what it does. Okay, this is perfect. It literally created even sensitivities. It created the max angles that we can look around. Like, it's literally clamping how much we are able to look up and down even. Like, it's so crazy, and it literally explains you in a very summarized way, but it literally explains you what it's doing in the script. So it's so cool. Alright, so let's go ahead and just copy the code and just integrate it into our game. Alright, FPS camera, let's go ahead and open this guy up. Alright, so once again, we select everything, destroy it, and then paste it in. So go ahead and save it and test it out. Alright, so it should work by just dragging it into the main camera. Now, it has by default some values for the sensitivity, etc. So let's go ahead and test it out. Oh my god! I am rotating the camera right now. Like, literally. I'm rotating the camera. Now it is not very visible because the floor is just in basically solid plane that we don't really know the depth of things. Alright, so I just added some grids on the floor so we can basically see better how the camera moves, because if not, we really couldn't see how it worked. Okay, so I'm seeing this only working in the y-axis, so we can only rotate up and down, not left to right. So let's go ahead and see what's happening here. Okay, I see what's happening. I don't know why I didn't see this before, but basically on the very last line it sets the local Euler angles, which is basically like the rotation of the camera, to be good for the Y rotation, but then 0, 0 on the X and Z. So in the X, basically, when we rotate it on here, it's actually not doing anything because it's then overwritten by this. Alright, but I want the AI to entirely do this. So I just regenerated this code. So it's now OpenAI is just regenerating this. And now basically we have things that are different, so let's see if now it will not be broken, as I want the AI to entirely do this. So now we can just replace it and you save, and let's see if now this is an issue that is resolved. Okay, so now it actually works. I can turn the camera right correctly. I also have to basically let me watch my mouse, put a child of the player, because as you can see it uses the parent local rotation to do things. So basically the thing is that, right, this AI is very powerful, but the thing is that you have to actually understand some concepts of game dev to be able to place it and actually integrate it into the game. Because, for example, someone maybe wouldn't know that here's reference into the parent, so it has to be child of a specific object, etc. Now, the thing is that this doesn't integrate properly into our player movement script earlier, because as you can see, when I turn the camera and I press W to go forward, basically, or backwards, the orientation of the movement, the direction basically, doesn't change. So I have changed my mind about the camera. What we want to do is just simple as just get it and then put it in the sky. So then it will be cooler, as we can have the player just basically move around. Yeah, I really didn't do it because it was cooler. It's just because the AI was struggling to basically create the code, and then I really didn't want to modify the code. So basically I just changed a few things to just, you know, match things up with the AI. But it was going in the right direction. It was a bit hard to match things, but so I just decided to change this, and that's it. There we go. Alright, so let's add some enemies. So let's go ahead and just get a player, duplicate it, and then I'm gonna basically go ahead and rename this into just a simple enemy. Now it's gonna be tricky because the AI will need to go ahead and basically create an enemy script, but you know, I think it will be capable of basically going ahead and doing so. And say write in C# a enemy AI script. Right, I'm just gonna add a simple enemy AI script just in case for Unity. And let's go ahead and, well, using nav mesh, and let's go ahead and enter. So let's see what it does. Oh my god, I actually did it. So yeah, it's a very simple AI script using the Unity's nav mesh system, and you know, it basically just describes what it does, and then it adds up, and here it says that it's a very basic example, and then it can be expanded upon more sophisticated behavior, such as attacking the player within range, adding patrolling, attacking, chasing, etc. So it's really cool because the AI knows all this stuff, and it just blows my mind. So let's go ahead and integrate this AI. So I'm gonna copy the code. Let's go ahead and create a new script. It's gonna be called enemy AI. Let's go ahead and open it up. Gonna paste it and basically gonna save it and close it, and basically just add it into the player or enemy, sorry. So go ahead and just drag the script, and now we have to add the nav mesh agent, and then we have to set the player to be the target. And now another thing that we have to do, which is another Unity thing, is that we have to go and add a window and a navigation. So then we can go ahead and bake it. So we have to select basically the floor, set it to static, and now we have to bake it. So this will just basically create a path where the enemy can go. So now if we hit play, let's see and test this if it worked. Oh my god, it's coming from me. This is the enemy, guys, and this is me. Oh my god. Look guys, I haven't touched pretty much any single line of code here. It's just completely done with AI. Alright, so now that we have an enemy running around and following the player, what I'm going to do is create a simple health system. Alright, so writing C# a simple health system for Unity. Let's go see what it gives us. Oh my god, absolutely perfect. We have the max health, the current health at the start of the game. In the awake, it will set the current health into the max, and then it has a take damage function which receives an integer of parameters. So then it's time that we get attacked, it will decrease it from our current health, and then it checks if it's 0 or below 0, and if it does, it will basically trigger the die method. This is so cool. It did it exactly how I wanted to do it. So let's go ahead and just copy the code. C# script is gonna be the health. Just go ahead and open it up. And for now in die, this is pretty much the only line of code I think I am going to actually add into this project. It's gonna be just destroy game object. So we'll just destroy this game object instead to see if it works. Okay, so now let's go into the player and the enemy and just drag the health script into it. Now, let's see if the AI can go into the next task, and it's basically make a simple attack system. So basically, if we are in range, it will just attack. Now, I don't know how this will go. Let's see. If not, I will probably need to implement it myself. But let's see what it does. So write in C# a simple attack system to the near game objects for Unity. Let's see what it does. Oh my god, it actually did it. This is so cool. So we have the attack range and the attack damage. So basically when we press space, it will create a new sphere collider, and then it will basically set the radius and the center to be on the player and the radius to be in the attack range that we have. So basically then it will get all the overlapping objects inside that collider, and then it will go through each of them, and then basically if they have the health component, which is actually links up into the one that it generated us before, it will go ahead and take damage, which is also the function that it also did before. This is, my goodness, I have never seen this before. Alright, let's integrate it. Let's go ahead and copy. Let's go ahead and paste all of this. So literally this should work, but I can basically go into my enemy, spacebar, and okay, so we have a problem over here. Alright, so basically I found the error. There was some unnecessary code. Basically we don't have really to create a sphere collider, okay? And then what we can do is just use this sphere collider to directly plug in the transport position and the attack range over here, and then we don't have to use the collider center and radius. So it was a bit weird. I know that it was pretty much to represent the attack range, but you know, basically it's okay for us. We actually want the functionality. Now let's see if this works. Okay, so we can go here and now we attack. Okay, so we have destroyed ourselves. If collider dot game object different than this game object, it will go ahead and continue. There we go, it works. Okay, so I'm dealing damage and it destroyed the enemy. That is so cool. Alright guys, so I think the video is getting a bit long, and we have done some of the core systems of a really basic game with the AI. So I'm gonna leave it like that. If you want to see more content like this, drop a like to the video, subscribe to my channel, and leave me in the comments if you want to see a part 2 of continuing with this game, with making the game with this AI. So with all that said, bye bye.